Hey peeps, we are back. We have another What Would the Peeps Do video. This one is entitled Boarding School. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. Okay, so this lady wants to know if she's being a jackass. So this lady writes, I have a daughter who is 10 years old, and my brother Charlie has a daughter who is 11. The girls have always been close, even though we moved abroad 3 years ago. So we have had Sophie, which is her niece, come stay with us during school holidays very often, and the girls keep in touch via social media. Some context to this story is that my brother and I come from a middle-class family. Both of us attended private schools, regular abroad holidays as children, expensive hobbies. Charlie's wife Rebecca does not come from a similar background, and this has caused some awkward moments in our past. Nothing malicious, just faux pas. Charlie also chose a career path, which has meant that he has not been able to maintain the standards of living we grew up with, or provide that for Sophie. This has been a point of contention between him and his parents, which are also her parents. That was odd. Next September, our daughter will be going to boarding school. Before I get bashed in the comments, this is entirely her idea. Not something we wanted for her, but it is where most of her friends from junior high will be going. And they do not allow day pupils. The school is an hour from where we live, so we will be able to come and get her on the weekends. I gather that my daughter and Sophie have spoken about the ideas of going to boarding school together and got very excited. I told her that this is something that Charlie and Rebecca would have to decide, and then I spoke with Charlie about it. I said that if it was something that he wanted for Sophie, me and my husband could pay for Sophie to go, and to be her point of contact during a term time. Charlie was almost in tears thanking me, and said that this is something he and Rebecca could only dream of for Sophie. Over the next couple of days, I spoke to our parents about this, and when I called, I found out that they had already mentioned it, and they were overjoyed. Yesterday, I got a strange text message from Rebecca accusing me of trying to steal and adopt her daughter. She accused me and our family of using money to manipulate her daughter into hating her. She called me every name under the sun and said that I was trying to push her out of being a mother to Sophie. None of this made any sense to me. I love Sophie dearly, but I've never tried to be her mother, and the idea was Sophie and Lucia's. I was very hurt by the things that she implied about me and my family and didn't even reply to her. But I did forward the message to Charlie. I didn't think that I had any part to play in Rebecca's outburst, but I spoke to my husband about this, and he said he sees how Rebecca could be upset because when Sophie is around, it's obvious how much she looks up to me and wishes she had everything that Lucia does. He also said that while he loves that my family wants the best for all of us, he could see how it could be a bit oppressive if you can't meet those standards. My husband never says things like this. So since the conversation, I've been wondering, am I a jackass? Well, I don't think that she's a jackass. One thing that I was happy to hear is that the boarding school is only an hour away from her and her husband, but it seems that it's out of the country for her brother, and I wouldn't want to send my 11-year-old to boarding school that's out of the country. I mean, I didn't want my son to go out of state for college because I would miss him too much. I mean, I'm a hover mother, though. I mean, every mom is not like me. I understand her being upset about the thought of her daughter going away, but I don't think she should have treated her sister-in-law the way she did. Her daughter wants to go, your daughter wants to go, she knows you guys can't afford it, so she offered. She didn't say that, oh, your daughter has to go. And I think that when she made the offer, she assumed that her brother would have a sit-down conversation with his wife and go over the pros and cons of their daughter going out of the country to boarding school. I just don't think I like the way his wife handled the situation. However, I do think that she should try to put herself in her sister-in-law's place and think, how would she feel if this was the other way around and they are the ones who had all the money and offered to send her daughter out of the country to boarding school? I don't know how I would actually feel about this. I think I would have told my sister-in-law, thank you so much. I appreciate your offer. That was very kind of you. But no, Sophie cannot go to boarding school in another country, even if it is 1 hour away from you, and you'll be able to get her on the weekends. I'd like to have my daughter with me every day. Especially until she goes off to college, these are some of her most formative years, and I want to be in my daughter's life. So that would be a no-go for me. However, I don't think it was right the way she spoke to her sister-in-law. She should have had a conversation with her husband, and they should have both graciously declined. That's my opinion. That's my thoughts. Get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.